And new tonight, Venezuela has been hit by yet another blackout, the second in a month, crippling a country which is already on the brink of total collapse. This is Juan Guaidó's chief of staff, Roberto Marrero, still is in jail after Nicolas Maduro's thugs kidnapped him. Marrero's wife, Rami, spoke exclusively to Trish about this yesterday. Listen.
My husband has been kidnapped for 4 days today. He was at home, and suddenly the police forces of narco regime of Nicolas Maduro take by the force in the whole building, and they raided my house and even my neighbors, and they planted guns.
Joining me now is National Assembly member, Venezuela's opposition party, Armando Armas. Good to see you, Armando. Thank you for being here. Now, the Maduro regime is desperate. That I think the kidnapping of this official shows that. Are you concerned? Do you worry that the next target for them might be Guaidó?
Actually, it was Guaidó. Today, the presidential vehicle was attacked before he was entering the
was he hurt at
Federal
all?
Palace. No, thank God not. But I think what they're trying to do is to escalate the conflict, and you know, and this is very dangerous for us. Roberto Marrero is a very good friend of ours. He's a founding member of our party. He was not just the chief of staff of President Guaidó, but he's a former lawyer, attorney of Leopoldo Lopez, who last night as well, while the blackout was happening, their house was at some point yelled at, like Maduro's thugs as well.
With mobs that surround
a crowded mob yelled at them, you know, and they said with their kids there all sort of things that they wanted to take him to a high security jail. So it's not just Roberto Marrero, it's just also Leopoldo Lopez, but also Juan Planchar, the lawyer from Rosneft, which is the Russian oil company. He was the legal consultant of the company and was taken away at night as well, kidnapped. And they just don't care. They're escalating.
You know what it shows, though? It not only does it show their desperation, but you are an example of the young, energetic core of the opposition in the country. The only people, it seems, that Maduro has with him, supporting him, are either outsiders like the Russians or the Cubans, or this old guard, is sort of almost mafia-like people. The energy of Venezuela, the youth and the energy and the vibrancy of the country seems to me all to be with the opposition, no?
Actually, not the opposition, with the actually with the president, the legitimate...
The opposition to Maduro.
The legitimate president of Venezuela, which is Juan Guaidó. 90% of Venezuelans do not want this regime, which is pure evil. And there are moments in life that a society we have to deal with the evil in this pure essence. And this is what happened, and I'm not being I'm not exaggerating here. This is what happens in Germany, Nazi Germany at some point, and this is what happened in Gaddafi's Libya.
Absolutely.
And also, it's pure evil, which happens to be, as Trish Reagan, and say hi, Trish, which happens to be a brutal socialist dictatorship. But this is beyond that. So it's a matter of democracy against tyranny. So Venezuela right now, it's the ground of a major power struggle, and that's just not the Cubans and the Russians, but also Chinese at some point, and Iranians, and Turkey. So it's a major power struggle. So by ourselves, we cannot. This is not just a problem for us Venezuelans, or a Venezuelan problem, nor a hemispheric problem. It's nowadays I can say it's a global problem.
It is, but let's focus on the hemisphere, because there are certain countries that are really dependent on Venezuela, primarily for its oil, namely Cuba and Nicaragua. If Maduro goes, their sugar daddy goes. And Daniel Ortega in Nicaragua and the communist government in Cuba, I think, would be more fragile than they already are if Maduro leaves, no?
Definitely. I mean, and I've said this before. Latin America, we have had a cancer for for many years, and Cuba is a cancer. Venezuela is just a metastasis. And of course, there's a perverse symbiotic relationship between Cuba and Venezuela, and also Nicaragua at some point. And we have to, and we Venezuelans, we have dealt with it for 20 years. We've been resilient. We have been persistent.
We only have about 30 seconds left, but the generals, a lot of people say that there aren't enough defections for the generals, but I've heard there are thousands of soldiers that are leaving because they're the ones that don't have the money abroad. They don't have foreign bank accounts. They don't have gold. Are they deserting to the point where the generals might not have any troops to order around? Quickly.
Well, I cannot say that. What I can say is that we are going to win. Venezuelan people, it's a great people, and we are going to win for freedom and democracy sooner than later.
We have to leave it at that. Armando Armas, great to see you. Thank you very much for being here.